I'm Paul, half of Dads and Dice, and today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Legacy Feudal Kingdom, a legacy game published by FryxGames. Kingdom Legacy is a solo campaign deck builder where you are going to be drawing cards, adding them into your deck, and then making decisions on how you're going to upgrade those cards, destroy those cards, get rid of some cards, and ultimately you're going to be shaping your deck into the way that you want to play this game. You can have a lot of resources, a lot of wood resources in order to upgrade some buildings. You can gather a bunch of swords in order to fend off some enemies, some bandits, some things that are going to be invading your kingdom. You might be getting some barrels to improve your trade, to possibly go into a more trading style game. Every decision that you take in this game is going to lead you down a different path. Like I mentioned, you are going to be tearing up some cards. You are going to be putting some stickers on some cards. Some cards might have you mark stuff off. Some cards might have you destroy other cards. And a lot of this is going to be your choice on which ones you want to do. And honestly, that is a big decision in this game. The game comes in this little box. You're going to be drawing 4 cards per round and then playing them out. So let's get into a little bit more of how to play. So before I get into more of the how to play this game, just be aware there are going to be some spoilers here because I have gone through the base campaign here. But in reality, all that you're going to get is this tuck box, and you can see it's been pretty worn because I've been playing it quite a bit. But once you get it, you are going to label, you're going to name your kingdom. So of course I named it Dads and Dice. And then on the side, you're going to be keeping track of your initial campaign and then some expansions that you can add and then some purge cards. So you're going to be altering this tuck box as well. So at the start of the game, what you're going to do is you're just going to open it up. And I don't necessarily have the cards anymore, especially not in the order that they were. But at the beginning, you're going to be drawing 4 cards at a time. Once you draw those 4 cards, that's going to give you what actions you have available for the round. Honestly, the rules, very, very simple to learn. It is this right here, just a kind of front and back. It's got some iconography on here. It's telling you what kind of cards there are. So if they're people, livestock, if it's a negative card, anything like that. It's going to give you just the basic instructions, some turn overview, the back, your resources, some effect references, and then here what you can do with the expansions. So all in all, this rule book, this rule page is done really well. There were a couple times that I couldn't necessarily find exactly what I wanted, but this QR code here leads you to some different videos and the website that will actually has every single card in the tuck box, and it explains the cards. So that was very, very helpful with that. So what you'll do on the start of your turn is you'll have your cards, and I used a little paper to kind of keep them together. And we'll get into these in a second. But what you'll do is you will draw the first, you'll have your deck, you'll have them all shuffled up. You do not want to change the orientation of the cards because the orientation is how you upgrade them. So what you'll do is you will have your deck over here. Let's say I've already shuffled it. And at the start of your turn, you're going to draw 4 cards out here. And with these 4 cards, they're going to have different abilities on them. So they might provide you some resources, like this building here is going to provide me a stone and 2 steel. Now these steels were upgraded on here, so I added them on before, during a different round. And there's an ability down here. This card stays in play, and then at the end of the turn, I can discard it to make another card stay in play. So that is one option for this card. Any card that has this symbol at the top, whenever you discover it, you can actually pick one of 2 sides, whichever side you want, and that is the card that it's going to stay. So again, making these decisions throughout the game are going to impact your later games. So you can have something like that. You can have a person here that has some swords, and these swords are able to defeat enemies. Now, if I ever wanted to, I could completely destroy this card but gain 3 swords. So that is one thing that you can do there. And actually, on the back of this card was a bandit that I defeated. So in order to get that, this wasn't a bandit, this was the Dark Knight. But in order to get it, I had to spend 3 swords, and then I could flip it over. But I flipped it over, and then I actually had to upgrade it to get it to this here. So I mentioned at the beginning, you don't want to flip, you don't want to rotate these cards, because that is how you're going to upgrade them. So when I had it here, I had to spend a steel and a sword, and then it got upgraded into my squire. Some cards might have some event or some actions that you can do. So this one would be undiscover this card, and then you can discover Camelot. So I could put this back into the tuck box and gather card 106 and add that into my deck. If I didn't want to do that, I could play this one to gain any resource. Again, in order to get here, I had to spend these resources to level it up. So I spent that, and then it went here. This is the maximum card, the maximum upgrade that you can do in this card, because it started over here with this number. So I spent these resources, upgraded it here, spent those resources, upgraded it to there, spent those resources, upgraded it to there. So on your turn, what you will do is you'll draw the 4 cards, and then you will spend your resources however that may be. So in order to produce these ones for my building, what I'm going to have to do is actually put them in my discard pile. So I'll take my building, I'll put it in my discard pile, but now I have a stone and I have 2 mine, or 2 steel. Now that wouldn't be smart to do because nothing up here needs that right now. So let's just say that I keep it up here. This alchemist tells me that I can spend 2 coins to rotate this card to any orientation. So that could be to the potion of strength, it could be to the healing potion, it could be to the love potion. So any of those would allow me to do that. So what you'll do is you will draw your 4 cards. You can produce resources by placing them in your discard pile. You can do the action of the card by placing it in the discard pile. Or if there's nothing really you can do, you can advance. So here I advance, and now I have all of these cards in my tableau that I can do something with. Again, I don't really have anything right here to spend to do actions with, so we're just going to go again. So we've advanced one more time. We can advance as many times as we want until we have whatever we need here in our tableau in order to start building stuff. Now, let's just go ahead and play out this turn. I'm not going to be able to upgrade any of this here, but for my alchemist, it does say that if I spend 2 coins, I can turn this to anything. So I'm going to take this building and I'm going to spend the 2 coins, and then I'm going to upgrade this to something. Let's just say that I do it here to my potion of strength, and then that's going to go in my discard pile. My turn has not ended yet because I have not upgraded a card, or I have not done a game-ending ability. At this point, though, there's not really much that I can do. These 2 cards are going to be staying in play because they have that ability. And at this point, we'll just go ahead and put these into my discard pile, and then we're going to start the next turn. So on the start of the next turn, we'll draw 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here we have a negative event that came out. And this negative event tells me, when placed, discard the next 3 cards of your deck and then flip it over. So we're going to discard the next 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to flip this over and it will go over here. So the next time it comes out, it's going to have a different ability. And that's basically the turn structure of the game. You're just drawing out cards, you are producing the resources, possibly upgrading cards, and moving on from there. Once you've gone through all of the cards in your deck, That will be the end of the round. Once you've gotten to the end of the round, you will go ahead and clear out everything that's on here. If you have any abilities that you can do in between rounds, so for example, I actually already destroyed that card. One of my victory point conditions was able to do it after rounds. I've already destroyed that one, but I would do that at this point, and then I would draw the next 4 cards from the deck. So honestly, very, very easy. At some points, some things are going to tell you to add stickers on there. You'll add the stickers on there and just kind of go from there. What comes in the box? Honestly, this is what comes in the box. There is 138 cards in here, I believe, possibly 136. I don't remember off the top of my head. And you're not going to discover all of them. I did not discover these cards here. So I have this whole thing that I did not discover because of the choices that I made. I was not able to discover them. I went other ways throughout the game. When you get to the very end, it's going to tell you, stop. This is the last card. You're going to get these little instructions. These are the golden rules. This is stuff like that. So it's very, very easy to follow. And again, the choices that you make are very important. I've seen a lot of reviews of this game where people are trying to make it not a legacy game by sleeving the cards and then putting stickers on the sleeves, by not actually ripping the cards up. But in all honesty, for me, that has been the most enjoyable aspect of the game, has been making those decisions of which card do I put a sticker on, because that is going to absolutely change that card forever. And there's no going back. I don't want to go back. I've already experienced what I've experienced with this kingdom. This box, I believe, is $15. Full disclosure, we got it sent to us from FryxGames, but this is like $15 on Amazon. And I will 100% a year down the road, 2 years down the road, get another one of these and create a brand new kingdom. The story of my kingdom is going to move on and live on in infamy because of the decisions that I made during this playthrough. In this base box here, there are 3 mini expansions, and those expansions are going to make you purge cards, which is get rid of your deck. It's kind of clearing out your deck and then scoring some of those cards that you got rid of. And like I mentioned, at that point, you will then put them on the side of your box here and write them down. So I've gone through the 3 expansions in the box. Once you're done with those expansions in the box, they have so many more expansions that you can go through. And again, you are going to be making these decisions to add them into your deck however you want that to be. There is no order to do these. You can do adventures first, riding in the woods, then merchants, then distant lands. You can do distant lands first and then the other ones. Honestly, it's completely up to you. There are tons of things online that you can find that tell you do this one first, then that one. But again, this is your kingdom. You make the decisions. You destroy those cards. You sticker up those cards and just kind of go from there. There are a couple more expansions coming out, I believe, this year, possibly have already come out. But just the replayability of this game alone has been extremely high. Just this base box, I put in about 7.5 hours of playtime. There is no starting, or there is a starting point, but there is no real stopping point. You just kind of stop whenever you want. So I played this, when I had about 45 minutes to an hour. I would just go through a couple rounds, pack it away, put it in the box. I had another hour at another time. I'd put it out, shuffle it up, play a couple rounds, put it away. The replayability that's in this box, the amount of gameplay, the amount of joy that I've gotten from this $15-$20 box has been amazing. I could honestly say, I don't need to play these. I'm done. I've had enough fun with it. I'm not going to. I am definitely going to play these. But if this was all that I got, I 1000% would have got my money's worth from this game. To me, right now, this is my number one game of the year. I have absolutely loved everything about Kingdom Legacy. Um, Again, all the choices that you're making, all of the ripping of the cards, it's just so satisfying. Overall, I cannot recommend this game enough. Hopefully, all of my rambling here wasn't too much. Hopefully, I gave you a pretty good overview of how the game plays. I didn't want to spoil too much by showing all of the cards. The first, I want to say 25 cards in the deck. You're not going to be adding any stickers. You're not going to be destroying anything. So that's for the first, I want to say 4 rounds, or I'm sorry, 6 rounds or so. And once you play those first 6 rounds, you're going to get a little card that says stop. If you want to, at this point, reset everything, start back from the beginning, and then begin your kingdom. So it gives you that kind of warm up into how the game's going to play. And then you just go from there. Again, the website where all of the cards are listed is phenomenal. There is so much information on those cards there. Any questions that I've had, I was able to go on there. That's all that I have for Kingdom Legacy. My number one game of the year so far. I've absolutely loved everything that this box has had to offer, and I can't wait to dive in to these expansions here in the next week or so, and then dive into the newer expansions when all of those ones are released. That's all that I have. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help us. It helps our channel grow. See y'all later.